Bonjour. Bonjour. Bienvenue à la troisième session de diffusion directe des centres des petites entreprises de London. Welcome to the London Small Business Center's third live stream session. All week, we have been celebrating and saluting small businesses. On Monday, we celebrated businesses in the construction and trade sector. On Tuesday, we celebrated businesses in the food and beverage sector. And today, we are celebrating our Mainstreet retail businesses. This year, we started our first scale-up Mainstreet retail program. The program was designed to assist growing businesses and businesses that are ready to pivot and were impacted by COVID-19. We are happy to say that with the partnership of the BIAs, we have successfully completed the first phase of this program. The program provided training and funding to eligible participants. Our panel today comprises of individuals who have been part of the Scale-Up program. Without further ado, I would like you to join me in welcoming our panel. So first, we have Michael-Ann Hathaway from Stash Fabrics and Notions.
Hi there.
Hi, welcome, Michael-Ann.
Thank you.
Next, we have Richard Musa from Richard's Clothing Limited.
Hello. Good day.
Hi, Richard.
Hi, guys.
And of course, we want to welcome Kayla Gibbons from Uber Cool Stuff.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Kayla. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Hello.
Again, I want to welcome everyone who is watching through YouTube and Facebook live stream. My name is Vicky Heredia, and I'm a business advisor here at the London Small Business Center. I am also the coordinator of specific programs, including the Mainstreet Retail and the Advanced Business Series sessions. To get more information about these programs, please visit our website, sbcenter.ca. Now, before we individually go around and ask each panelist about their journey, I would like to ask our audience to please feel free to pose any questions to the panelists. They're here, they're ready, and eager to share their stories. So, we want to start off today's discussion by having each one of you tell us a bit about yourself and about your business, when you launched, and where the business idea came from. Let's begin with Kayla.
Okay, so I own Uber Cool Stuff in downtown London. I took over about 4 years ago from the previous owner. I actually worked here and decided this was an opportunity I couldn't pass up. I love board games and stuff, and this is perfect. So we've been dealing with a lot of issues with the construction of Dundas Place, obviously the pandemic, and the hurdles of just owning a new business.
Right. Thanks, Kayla. Michael-Ann?
Well, how did I get started? I've been sewing all my life, and I started quilting about 15 years ago. And I worked at another quilt shop where my boss was retiring, and I panicked and wondered where I was going to get the supplies that I wanted to buy. I couldn't find them here in the London area, so I figured if I was looking for those products, then other people must be looking for those products as well. And Fabric and Notions was born, and my entrepreneurial journey was begun, and that was about 3 years ago.
Awesome. Thanks. Richard.
I started with the whole mindset of entrepreneurship and to start this company in 2017. I used to work at Tip Top, and I've always had a passion and strong mind to hopefully start my own line, which I have, and merge it up closer to more higher end, doing Scandinavian brands from Germany, Denmark, and Italy.
Awesome. Thank you, Richard. All right. So let's begin with Michael-Ann. What are some of the hurdles you have addressed when you were launching your business?
Oh, well, first and foremost was my biggest hurdle was putting my business plan together. And that's actually how I got started with the Small Business Center. I found it as a huge task, daunting task. And I took a course through the Small Business Center to put that together. So that was my first hurdle. But once I overjumped that one, then it was finding the right place, finding the stock, finding good wholesalers to offer a good quality, high quality product. And then from there, every single day presents itself with something that needs to be resolved, whether it's construction, whether it's pandemic, whether it's shortage of product, that kind of thing. But we're getting there every day.
Okay. And Richard?
My biggest hurdle, to be honest, was initially funding, maintaining, operating cash flow, and also when I launched the business, it was very difficult. More of where I wanted the business to be and where I wanted it to pick up and where to go. So most of it is more demand on the season changes of inventory and what styles and lines to carry in. So it was a little bit of a big challenge for me to start with, and a lot of traveling back and forth through the Eastern Asia continent and all the way back to Europe. It was very difficult, but for you to work hard and get up there, you got to work hard every day.
Yeah, that's right. That's for sure, Richard. Kayla?
Biggest hurdles I think I've experienced thus far has been the construction and the trajectory of downtown London. Unfortunately, it's still a work in progress. But having your entire front blocked off for weeks was interesting, to say the least. But, always dealing with orders. Right now, an order of mine got lost somewhere in Concord. Don't know where that is right now. It's a constant ups and downs. Let's face it, there's always a challenge per day.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. What are some things you learned about yourselves in the early stages of the operation? Richard?
I've learned a lot about being patient, and also you can't be too patient because you gotta work every day. Every single day I was doing about 9 hours in a week. That's about 54 to almost 56 hours a week that I had to work and grind day and night, knock on doors to get customers to know about a new business that's launched in the heart of London. Because as a new business, nobody knows who you are. So for you to get your name out there, it doesn't come easy. So I had to patrol. I had to put in all the footwork every single day. So I learned that from my previous job with my boss, pretty much at the top, how they pretty much did it, and coming down to how I had to do it. And also as a small company, you got to start out somewhere. So but it worked out and it paid off.
Awesome. Good to hear, Richard. Kayla?
What I learned myself about the early days, a lot. It's exhausting. There's so much. I think I amazed myself how much I could multitask, actually. Just having your, on the pulse of everything around you and what needs to be done, from cleaning toilets to advertising to stocking shelves, anything that needs to be done, you got to do it. I don't know what a vacation is anymore. It's like if I get one day off, that's a miracle. But it's amazing to see how hard and how long you can work and just how much you can do. It's amazing.
Okay. Yeah. Michael?
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback on what Kayla said. I learned how many hats I can actually wear at one time. Flexibility and multitasking. I am everybody from salesperson to inventory control to I'm the Facebook and Instagram poster. I'm everything, and it's amazing what you can do when you put your mind to it. Yeah.
Right, that's true. And that leads me to my other question. We sometimes hear people saying, I am tired of working for someone else. And for so many hours, I want to spend time with my family. You know what? I'll open my own business.
Yeah.
Do you agree with this statement? And how are you able to maintain a healthy work and life balance?
Yeah. Well, do I agree with that question? No. No, I don't. I say to my husband all the time, I've never worked so hard in my life. It's a tricky thing to balance. You really have to put home and private life as a priority, and just as much of a priority as your business life, because if you're not functioning at your best, you're not going to do well in your business either. So I really make a point of taking at least one day a week to myself, whether that's just home alone or home with my husband, whatever it is. It's really important to do that. So.
Right. Thanks. Kayla?
Being an entrepreneur, you gain some stuff, but you lose a lot of others. I was at my cousin's wedding on my phone, answering questions, getting stuff ready. You do have to find a good balance. Like, there is perks owning your own business, absolutely, but you lose a lot as well. I just make sure you take that time, and I'm terrible at it. I'm a mule. Once I'm on something, I can't stop. But even we were closed for a week just so I could personally move apartments, so even though we were closed a week off, it's not a week off for me. I'm still doing more stuff behind the scenes, doing home deliveries now, curbside pickups. It's around the clock.
Yeah, right. Richard?
It's always a challenge in every entrepreneur, to be honest with you. Even with COVID or without COVID, it's always a challenge. As every day go by, every entrepreneur, you learn something about yourself, and especially in every angle. You work from home. Like, for example, me, I had a lot happening, and then at the end of the day, I still got to go to pick up my kids from school, make sure that they're fed, read them bedtime stories, and then still at late nights to make my customers happy, still get up. I go to bed about 2:30 a.m., get up at 6 a.m. and finish the job, make sure that I deliver it to my customers. It's it never finishes, but it's a challenge that you always up against. Anything could come your way, but as an entrepreneur, you always got to be ready for anything, but not just do it, but you do it to enjoy it, or even as hard as it is, you make it look easy. So you got to give yourself the tap in the back for always working hard. And to my fellow entrepreneurs, it's never easy. I'm pretty good at a lot of what I do, but it's never enough. As just like, let's see, I'm always learning every single day. Yes.
Okay, very true. All right. So can you tell us about the major obstacle you faced and how you overcame it, Michael Ann?
Major obstacle. Probably the biggest obstacle has been COVID. When COVID hit last March, we all thought the stores were going to be closed. I had no idea whether or not I was going to still be in business. We implemented some new procedures. We started doing free local deliveries. And we spent a lot of time in vehicles delivering to customers. We also very quickly upgraded our website, made sure that all of the products were on the website so that everything was easily accessible. That was a big hurdle, and thankfully things turned out really well for us.
That's awesome. Kayla?
There's just been so many. My first year was Fanshawe being built 2 doors down from us. And at one point we had to evacuate because of a gas leak. We had 2 years of major construction, and now we're into a year of pandemic. So it's a constant battle. It almost seems like hurdles everywhere. But, we have a great community that really looks out for us and supports us. And, we use social media and, like I said, doing home deliveries. We're really trying to find someone right now to upgrade our website so we can get better service through there. Implementing safety measures. It's an adventure. This is fun.
Yeah, right. Richard?
I'll say the same. I'll say it's COVID. There was a lot happening, and also as a new company, it's so difficult. It takes a couple of years for things to cool down, and all of a sudden COVID comes, so it made it worse more. I had great staff that I was working with, well trained. They're so good at their stuff. They always close a deal, never and hands down. And because of COVID, I had to let them go, and not just that, it's the numbers that we're doing. It's not matching up. Nothing is happening. COVID has been a roller coaster, but again, as an entrepreneur, you can never give up, right? You always got to keep swimming and keep fighting. Just make sure you stay safe and don't get sick.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a question for you guys. What advice would you give to aspiring entrepreneurs? Richard?
I would say it's always a rocky road. You got to think positive and negative before you act. And no matter what, don't be lazy. And as much as that you know a lot, you never know. Always seek advice. The smartest person, an example, Bill Gates, still asks questions. There's a lot of keys that you don't know, and that's what makes an entrepreneur. And try to set yourself different. Be a leader, don't be a follower. For you to be an entrepreneur, you gotta have your whole footsteps, your own blueprint of what you're going and what you want in life. And no matter what you want, never quit. Just keep working hard and keep going and keep pushing it. Hard work pays off. And it's always guaranteed.
Good advice, Richard. Thanks. Michael?
I would suggest to be flexible. We come in with big dreams, big aspirations, and a big plan. And sometimes those plans don't work out quite the way you think they're going to work out. So flexibility, being able to switch gears, overcome, you might have that hurdle come, and you have to figure out a way over that hurdle or beyond that hurdle, or flexibility, absolutely.
Okay, Kayla?
Passion's a small part of being an entrepreneur. You got to do your research. You got to crunch those numbers. You got to figure out the bottom line. And I am so thankful to Small Business Center. I got to take their course, or I wrote my business plan, researched the demographic in the area of my store. I was fortunate to already have a location in a pre-established business. But there is a lot that goes into it. Suppliers, everything, and you gotta have the grit to get down and do what you need to do, and make sure you have a support network, friends, family, the business center, anyone around you that you can rely on to get answers or any kind of assistance.
Yeah. Thanks, Kayla.
Sure.
Another question says, how are you tracking sales? Is there a point of sales system you recommend? Michael?
Well, we have just switched from a very manual, the old-fashioned manual cash register, to a point of sale system, and we're using Shopify, and it has been fairly seamless. What I love about it is that we're able to use it for sales in the store, as well as track sales and inventory online. So it's very inclusive that way. I'm able to keep track of all of that, whichever sales revenue that we're using at that time.
Okay. Richard?
We do have a point of sale system. It's a must for us because a lot of the inventory that come in is counted for, including measurements and sizes. So we have to literally put it input into the system. So let's say we have some inventories that are running low. There's about 1 or 2 pieces left. Even the machine would tell us, hey, you need to reorder, and sometimes it goes automatically and reorder, so we don't run low. It's good. Just something to make our work easy. Let's put it like that.
Okay, thanks. Kayla?
Yeah, we have an online POS system that hooks up to our website. Right now, I'm thinking I might change. They keep updating and switching things, and what I could search for by category or quantity is no longer working. So I'm going to be changing over probably in the new year, because doing inventory counts right now would not be the greatest. But yeah, we have it online so we can track sales, we can check stock, anything we need.
Okay. All right. And our audience is asking, what type of education is necessary to launch and succeed in the retail business? Kayla?
I have a background in fine art. I have a Bachelor of Fine Art and a minor in art history. That's great for visual merchandising. I have interest in my store. I'm a geek. I'm a nerd. What can I say? I've played video games forever. But that's not going to help you with the bottom line. I'm not great with numbers. So I have hired an accountant and a bookkeeper and someone to help me with payroll. And, but I take, you got to be outgoing and friendly and, really know what's going on around you as well. But, make sure you know where you're lacking, and someone, you can find someone to help you there.
Right. Michael?
Yeah, I don't have any formal education in business whatsoever. I'm a very creative person. Those are my skills and my qualities. Like Kayla said, I would really make sure you know what your strong points are and where you could use some help. The education point comes from knowing where to get that help. So whether it's through the Small Business Center or a mentor of some sort, your family, your friends, anything that you know that you struggle with. And I'm like, Kayla, I don't do very well with the finances and the numbers. So it's, finding those people who are going to be able to help you.
Okay. Richard?
The same thing with everybody. I did my education in Fairchild for fashion and design and the seamers. So I officially started with tailoring. But also, if anybody out there that you want to be a good entrepreneur, just like my friends have mentioned, is either you have to do a lot of research, your homework day and night. It could be a professor at school, or it could even be a family member. If you decide that you want to open your own roofing company, probably you can learn a lot from your dad or your uncle, but you always have to have a mentor to guide you. I have one, and he's the owner of Hair Rosen. His name is Larry Rosen. So a lot of times, if I don't know something, I call him and he picks my brain a lot. So as for the upcoming entrepreneurs, it does not even hurt to have 2 or 3 mentors to always ask questions. It's free. You can always ask, and you're gonna get the right answers. Weigh your pros and cons.
Okay, thanks, Richard. And Richard, maybe you can share also. I know we have been back and forth talking, you and I, in regards to hiring. I know you have this IT team working for you.
Yes. For the first time, we're gonna be doing an online sales. So we never really thought about it because we do a lot of make to measure bespoke pretty much. So getting the sizes and for the computer to be able to measure your figure in front of it and place an order online. So we're actually going to be launching our first online sales. Hopefully should be up within 2 weeks. Everybody that's viewing and everywhere, you can always check it out just to see a little bit of the stuff that we got. There's still more work coming that has to be done to it, but I'm so eager that I need it to be up, and we'll see how it goes. And again, I'll probably be calling you guys for more advice to see which way I could get it better. So as I said, it's never enough. It's always working more and learning.
That's right. Thanks, Richard. And this is just an example of, entrepreneurs jumping into a business idea, not having all the skills of that of an accountant and IT, but yes, you can hire on the side, have them work on a contract basis, pay them per hour, and get your business going, right? Okay, so another question, and this is a bit deep, and I want to start with Kayla. Kayla, what keeps you up at night?
More often than not, my cats. But audibly, it's them. What keeps you up at night? I do suffer from, a bit of depression and anxiety, and there's no shame in admitting your weaknesses, right? It's addressing them and working hard, And so I often get a racing mind of what happens, if, the street to construction took an extra year. What happens if, it's those running thoughts forever? Because like I said, being a multitasker has its ups and downs too, because you're thinking a million things at once. So it's always the strategizing of what's amazing, what's bad, what can I expect, what's coming out. There was just a board game online convention this weekend, the Shucks. So, I got to go watch that. Just trying to keep, a finger on the pulse, the good things, the bad things, what's coming up, looking at the news. That's usually what keeps me up at night, is just forever thinking about everything,
Yeah. Okay. Michael, how about you? What keeps you up at night?
Well, if you ask my husband, he would tell you nothing, that I sleep very well. But every once in a while, I'm up with a problem. It used to be finances. But like in the last question, I found some ways of handling that, and that is having him do the finances. Generally for me, it's day-to-day business ideas that keeps me up. If I get a great idea of something I want to do in the business, I'll start mulling that around to get excited, and then sleep eludes me. It's just generally just day-to-day multitasking, multi-hats that keeps me up at night.
Okay. And Richard?
Jesus, I wish I had the comfortability they have. I'm a thinker. I think a lot. I'm always thinking how to progress to make things better. If I have a line or a brand that's not doing very good, I'm gonna execute it, finish it, and what could do better. And I've always been a thinker. I think a lot at peace, so a lot of times you could catch me at the Thames River feeding the ducks and just sit there and just thinking how to progress. If not, I'm probably at home doing some sewing. on some orders, and but about 80%, I'm always thinking how to progress, what wrong I did last week or last night, or how to make it better. I'm more of a thinker type, right? So it keeps me up a lot. Even if I don't have nothing to do, I sit there and I'm a good politician. I'm watching politics a lot on CNN to see what's happening in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. The life of a business owner, huh?
It's difficult. I know, it's hard.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys received the Starter Plus Fund. How has this fund assisted you? Michael?
Oh my gosh. So my store actually started with one bookcase full of fabric in my basement sewing room. And it was like that for a year. And then a year after that, I took over a back room, 300 square feet with no windows. And we lived like that for a year. And then when I received the grant, it helped me actually double my square footage. So last January, we took over the store space in front of mine at the old Novak's building. And we opened up the wall and spread our wings. So we literally grew by 300 square feet. And it's pretty great. We gained a front window and a front door and a street presence. And it's a huge turning point for us.
That's nice to hear. Very nice to hear. Yeah, congrats. Kayla.
The grant really assisted me. Like I said, I took over the business, so it was pre-established. With all those hidden costs, lawyers, all the extra certificates, stuff like that you think you accounted for, but didn't quite. Mine, unfortunately, consisted of a lot of loans on top of that, because you have to buy the business, the goodwill, the fixtures, and then the stock on top of that was part of the deal. So there was a lot besides that, but that grant really helped with those lots of unexpected little costs that you don't really think about.
Okay.
And
Richard.
whoa, well, mine was ever since that whole COVID thing. Again, I never thought that I would be doing online sales, but I didn't have the funds for me to pay the IT for them to give me that strong website that I needed. So to be honest, the minute I received the check for my fund, I ran right to the IT company and I signed it over right to them. I stick at the website started. So I'm a little bit on top of them every day because I'm eager to see it finished since they already took the check. So just playing out, you guys, yeah. So I can't wait to see it happening, and hopefully it will be a different. We'll see how different revenues and more stronger impact hopefully to happen to the business. Looking forward to it, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. All right. How does a regular day looks at Uber Cool Stuff?
Wow.
Is there a regular day ever anywhere? My ideal regular day is, you get in a bit early, you make sure you can sweep out the front and the back, clean up the storefront, clean the windows, make sure everything's in place. Now with COVID, we do a cleanup prior, make sure door handles are cleaned, everything like that. And then we get ready to start the day. We make sure we have a coffee in hand and, maybe bust out a new board game video so we can learn a new game.
Okay.
And yeah, we love our customers. We love coming up and helping. We like to think we have a little something for everyone. We have board games for ages 2 and up, So we like to find that perfect gift or that perfect thing someone's looking for. That would be ideal. When you can succeed in helping someone with that in a day, it feels amazing.
Okay. Michael Ann.
Yeah, similar to Kayla, yeah, always go in a little bit early and kind of get your feet underneath you, assess the situation. For me, it's tea in hand and not coffee, but yeah, you've got your cleaning duties, especially with COVID right now. You're definitely disinfecting a couple times a day, in my case. And then, yeah, we wait for customers to come in. There's always an Instagram, Facebook post that has to be done. I've been doing videos lately, so that usually happens in the morning. If you have been in the shop, you'll see that there are pre-cut fabric called a fat quarter that needs to be done. So I'm always assessing the shelves to see what fabric needs to be cut, what shelves need to be moved, keeping in mind what stock is coming in. Do I know if there's any delivery coming today? Do I need to make room on the shelves for it? Do I need to shift things? That's always the constant. Trying to shift stock, making it fresh, making it new throughout the day. My day usually at the store usually ends at 5, but then at nighttime there's always a plethora of things to do, whether it's bill paying or paychecks or ordering stock, that kind of thing. That's sort of the general outline of my day.
Right. Richard.
Same mine is merchandising. Pacing back and forth with my tape measure, doing measurements a lot, placing a lot of orders, hopefully, and tracing them, make sure that the numbers are right. Always on the phone, back to back. Sometimes I'm screaming, yelling. Sometimes I'm very nice if the order is not done properly. Yeah, about it. It's more of just like Macklin said, it's like new stuff coming in and what it's going where, what goes with what, which one of my customers is gonna like this, what's gonna hate it. I'm debating to myself a lot what to do. So, but I enjoy my job. I love it.
Okay. All right. So the audience is asking, is there a resource or organization that you can recommend that is specific to retail for information, guidance, management tools, etc.? Michael Ann?
Small Business Center.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're definitely here to assist.
Even in the retail sector, there are different associations designed for each sector within the sector. So for me, for example, there is a Fabric Retailers Association. Another good one for myself, and I know Kayla as well, Richard, I'm not sure exactly where you're located, but there's your business association. So for us, it's the Downtown Business Association, Downtown London, has been phenomenal with grants and supporting us being downtown and the craziness of COVID and construction, that kind of thing. So there's always lots out there for sure.
Right. Richard?
I'm down in downtown on York and Talbot, right?
Oh, we're neighbors.
At the Renaissance. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll say more the resources. It depends what you're up against or what you want. It's if you want to be in the retail company, location is prime key that you have to look at, and also for the resources, if you're in clothing, an example, or in any kind of retail, you need to get the right resources. Just like Macklin said, downtown London and business London. Do you guys have a lot of resources with what business goes with what information somebody needs? I didn't get that being an entrepreneurship. I had to do a lot of homework and a lot of traveling that cost me a lot of money for me to learn all of this. But now that we know all of this is here, literally getting a lot of information of stuff that I don't even know from you guys from Business London, right? So you guys know more than we do, and you guys have a lot of resources. So you guys should be the first one that they send an email to or give a call to. After that, if they want more, we're available.
That's right, Richard. Thank you so much. Kayla.
What they said. Like you could always reach out. I have other business friend owners. I know the owners of Brown and Dixon and stuff like that. And, if you ever feel lost, I usually call them Small Business Center or, the Downtown Business Association. Reach out, look for that. Pretty much, go-tos.
Okay, awesome. Now, I think this question is directed to me, but I want you guys to help me answering. It says, is SB Center only for storefront businesses?
No.
No.
I'll say no.
Mm-hmm. That's right. We provide advising services to all types of businesses. Sometimes we may redirect you to other centers that are more designated and specialized in that specific area. But yes, if we don't have the answers, we'll definitely find someone that can assist you. So we assist all types of businesses. Next question. This is a big one. How do they compete with giants like Amazon? Who wants to go first?
I'll take the lead on that one.
Okay.
Possible to compete with the big companies, right? You gotta before the big companies became big companies, they started small, right? So you gotta stay. What is it? You got like Russell says, you gotta learn to crawl before you walk. So you gotta build your business to a level, and no entrepreneur, you can never say no or doubt yourself. As they could do it, you could do it. We could also do it. Just got to work hard for your goals, and one day, whatever business could be just like Amazon. But right now, and because of COVID happening, it's impossible for us storefronts to be like Amazon.
Okay. Michael Ann? Oh, did Michael Ann freeze on us? Kayla?
Yeah, it's near to impossible. Price matching and stuff like that is so hard because I can order on volume. But I think what we at Uber Cruel try to do is we concentrate in the community. We're here to help you recommend, any board game you might need. It's the hands-on personal touch we offer in the community we build around us that we can strive for. I don't think I would want to be as massive as Amazon. It kind of becomes a machine after a point. And
in my world,
I prefer that personal touch and being to interact with the customers. I couldn't imagine having a desk job where, you don't get to interact with anyone. So we try to, work with the community around us. And I think that's what helps us strive above larger corporations.
All right. Okay, Kayla. Michael Ann seems to be having issues with her internet. Yeah, we can hear you clearly. All right. Meanwhile, she's adjusting that issue. Let's move on.
Okay. Hey, am I back?
Yeah, not ready as yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's freezing. Okay. So let's move on and then we come back to Michael Ann. All right. So We have been discussing COVID and how it has affected your businesses. And I want to touch base more on it. And how has it affected employment in your business? Richard.
COVID, to be honest with you, I don't know where it came from, but it could go back type of deal. It's impacted a lot, not just us, around the whole continent, the whole country, right? Me as an example, I had great staff that were working with me, and because of COVID, I had to let them go. And as much as I didn't like it, I was their base of income that they could put food on their table, and I had to let them go. And now that they're gone, I'm running the whole store by myself, and it's a lot of work, a lot of work. Doing everything, managing between 5 customers by myself, doing a lot. It's a nightmare, right? And not just that. The numbers that we used to do, we're not doing those numbers. And as you guys are all aware, we do a lot of bespoke and made to measure. So I cannot get close to somebody because of the social distance and then do a measurement. And it's really impacting a lot, right? But also you just gotta make the best out of it and move forward. Think of a blueprint, and that's online sale. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll keep positive, and we'll just fight it through it. Hopefully it goes away soon.
Okay. Thanks, Richard. Kayla?
Yeah, I don't have a huge staff. I had to let 2 of my casuals go. Mostly they were there for after school work or kind of a filler job, but my manager, who I rely on a lot, unfortunately, we had to reduce hours and minimize as much as possible. So I have to step up, and I'm working those extra hours and going ahead. And, luckily starting, I'm going to be able to take her on full time again very soon, but we're still on reduced hours even for the store. So that's definitely a cut into their bottom line pay. It's been really hard. And it's hard to know what to do. I'm very kind of thankful I don't have a huge staff that I have to let down. But
and I miss them.
Sorry?
It's pretty disappointing, and I miss them.
They're like family, right? I think being part of a smaller business, you really take on their strives as your own, and it's hard to let them down. And I want to be there to support them, even if I can't give them hours. I really care for my people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Michael?
Can I go back to my last question that I missed? Because I really wanted to talk about
Take it on.
So I'll quickly address that one. Anybody who knows me knows that I am all about shopping local and shopping small business. So I like to think that I am a little business with a really big attitude. So for me, it's the bigger stores like the Fabric Lands and the Lens Mills that I'm constantly competing against or competing with. For me, it's just getting out there the words that we're here and that we're ready, that we've got this big attitude and we can do the same kind of job. As far as employees, when COVID hit, I had one part-time employee, and she was off for May, June, 4 months. She came back to work her regular hours as of July 1st. And then after that, we've actually hired on another part-time employee. So we've done really well with our employees. I missed them for those 4 months because boy, oh boy, did we work. But they're back and yeah, we're doing okay here.
That's awesome. Excellent news, Michael. I'm glad to hear that. And yes, some businesses we have heard have been established because of COVID, have been hiring, and others, have been unfortunate, and I had to let go of stuff. But letting go of the sad news a bit. And Richard has touched a bit on this. Who is your greatest inspiration in your business and why?
My greatest inspiration, I would say, I don't really have one, but in other words, I do have one. My greatest inspiration will be pretty much I'm looking forward to being inspired every single day. Type of deal, working hard, knowing that when I go to sleep, I know I've accomplished something really, really good. Inspires me myself, but also I do have, as mentioned earlier, I do have a strong mentor that I'm very grateful with. If anything that's needed that I don't understand or I need help with, I give him a call and he literally puts his foot down and educates me really well. And I wasn't aware about small business in London, and now that I know you guys, there's probably going to be a lot of emails and phone calls from you guys with questions and stuff that I don't know. So a lot of you gotta inspire yourself to motivate yourself in life of what you going for or how far you've come and accomplished. So I think my greatest inspiration will be me inspiring myself and putting a smile on myself every single day that I live day to day and staying safe away from this COVID.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Richard. Kayla?
It's hard to narrow it down to one. I get inspiration from a ton of people, lots of artists, creators, fashion designers, a lot of them drive me to see the passion and stuff they put into the work. I love to see the community around us build. Unfortunately, we're not allowed, did not do our game crawl this year, to which we team up with other board game places and go around. But, seeing those faces out constantly is amazing and really inspiring. If I had to say one person, I'm going to be super lame and say my mom. She brought up 4 of us pretty much on her own, and worked all hard every day, was there for music recitals, everything. And she's even going back to school. She's at King's to go do psychology. Like, she's an utter inspiration. The drive and passion in what she does is amazing.
Awesome. Thanks, Kayla. Michael.
Well, I'm hoping I can keep watching this, but it would be my former employer. She, as a retired school teacher, opened a quilt shop, and through all of life's ups and downs, she created this business that was just phenomenal. She employed many of us. I think there were 6 of us, many more than that over the years. And she was always willing to teach. She was always willing to give and support. She always inspired us to just be ourselves. All of us had different personalities and different likes, but within the same business. And she allowed us to explore those differences. And when I came to her and I think that, when you retire, I'm going to open my own store, she was wholeheartedly there to support me, guide me, and still to this day comes into the shop, and she has a lifelong staff discount. So hands down, it would be her, and of course my husband. He's my rock and my support, and keep me going every single day.
Michael, you were not speaking about Kayla just now, right?
No, I was not talking about Kayla. Although I'm sure she would love to have that stuff.
I'll take it. I don't mind.
Okay, awesome. Okay, and next question. What is your biggest accomplishment to date? Richard.
To be honest, I would say having my kids and being a good father and having my business and how I've actually disciplined myself to be on the right track my whole life type of deal. It's a lot that I could go on, but in this short paragraph, I'll say my family. It's a big accomplishment for me. And they actually listen and they do good. So amen to that. But I would say, I'm a big family guy and also everything. It could go on and on, but I'll just leave it short.
Okay, Kayla.
I think just surviving through this chaos. We've had essentially it's going to be 4 rough years since taking over. Even just, don't try to look at grandiose sometimes. I'll say to entrepreneurs, definitely, you don't have to do anything spectacular. Sometimes just getting through day to day is an amazing accomplishment, and, breaking even, getting ahead. And if you can make a difference, especially like we're all about the community. So if you can make a difference in your community, that means a lot to me.
All right. Mike Lam?
Yeah, for me, it would be just looking around me and seeing where I'm at and the progress that I've made in the 3 years, going from, one bookcase in my basement sewing room to this great, bright, happy, inspirational store. And knowing that I'm doing it. When we started, there was lots of doubts, and now I walk around with my head up with pride and just knowing I can do this.
Awesome. All right, so there is a question, and we have 2 minutes remaining. So I'll ask one of you to answer the question.
No.
Thanks. It says, business continuity is a concern for many small and medium-sized retailers. What are your expectations for 2021? Who would like to answer this question?
I'll go first.
Go ahead, Richard.
I'm hoping 2021 there won't be any COVID. Things go back to normal. Everybody can have a nice, breathable social life, and not just us and small retail businesses, including everywhere. An example, I went down to Masonville Mall. It was empty. Not one soul is there. Nobody even wants to go out, right? It's impacted a lot. So hopefully that the environment could go back to normal. Numbers could be done properly. School could be attended properly, and things could go back to normally. Would be a big change and improvement in any business and especially for us, for small businesses like us. So looking forward definitely next year.
All right, that's awesome. With a minute left, we are celebrating Small Business Week. What are you guys doing to celebrate today? Kayla?
I don't know. Maybe crack open some bourbon when I get home.
That's a start.
You know what? I take that back. I just went to Heenan's and I got some fine cider from out there. That's probably what I'll do. But we're also running a contest right now. So if you check out our social media, you answer some trivia questions, you could potentially win a prize.
Oh, there you go. Awesome. Okay, Michael on?
Hey, I'm celebrating. I'm here with you guys. But probably I'll go home and have a glass of wine tonight. And, yeah.
Awesome. Richard?
Believe it or not, I'm gonna have a bottle of Prosecco in about the next 10 minutes to celebrate. Salute to all small businesses. Hopefully we stay stronger all around London area, support local businesses, and not just us, all around Ontario and the world. We just hang in there, and then if we can make it this far, I'm sure we're gonna make it. Don't ever give up and aim for the sky.
What a perfect way to end today's session, Richard. Thank you so much. Thanks to everyone for joining us through Facebook and YouTube Live. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Have a good
Thank
day.
you, everyone.
Take care.
Have fun.
Bye-bye.